The Sega Master System. The challenge will always be there.
Hey folks, Crazy Clown Radio here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 9 in our 20 from the Sega Master System series. And this game stars Mickey Mouse. And this is the second game in a series called the Illusion series. The first game was Castle of Illusion, and this is the second game, Land of Illusion, or Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. And this was released on the Sega Master System in 1993 in Europe, and then 1994 in Brazil. But this game is really cool. It's a long adventure game, scrolling platform adventure type of game. And not only is Mickey Mouse in this game, but several other Disney characters are in it as well. And there's Daisy Duck. I really like this, even though the game is a little more challenging than you might think it is, especially later on in the game, where there's a lot of brain-teaser type puzzles that you can easily get frustrated over. But there's various items that Mickey can pick up to make the game easier, or give him special abilities. And you can backtrack over stages that you've already beaten, and you might be able to uncover items then that you've since gotten special abilities and can get access to those items. And there are 14 stages, and there are 14 stars. And the stars are your life meter, basically. You can have a maximum of 5 stars, and each time you get hit, you lose 1 star. But there are a total of 14 stars, and once you pass 5 stars, then you get an extra life for each star, and you get an extra life for every 10,000 points. And here is the map. And we start at Mickey's house, and there's a number of stages that you can go to. And we'll get started here in just a minute. But in order to get access to stages, you might have to have a certain item. And you can't go to all the stages right off the bat. You'll need to get a key often to open a door to exit, and then you might be able to get to the next area. And we'll start in the forest. And if you've played Castle of Illusion, the first game in this Illusion series, then you'll kind of have a bit of an idea of how to control Mickey. Now you press the jump button, and while you're in the air, you can press the other button, I believe, and you'll do a butt stomp, and you'll land on the enemy with your butt, and you'll kill them. Well, not all the enemies, but many of them. Sometimes there will be these flying leaves in this current, and they can sometimes collect you and fling you and spin you around. Sometimes you'll need to do that, like so that you avoid hitting those brambles. And when you reach a kind of doorway, you just press up and you go to the next area. And you'll see these treasure chests here and there, and they will either hold a coin, which gives you 500 points, or they might hold a piece of cake, and the piece of cake restores 1 star of life. And there's a piece of cake. There'll sometimes be these little barrels or other things, or blocks that you can pick up and set down, and you'll need to get onto them to be able to jump up and reach something higher up. It's kind of a mini puzzle in the game. And there will be a lot more puzzles that are much, much harder. And I will need to pick up that barrel. It says M on it for Mickey. And you can go through a door with a barrel. Or a block or whatever. And there I'm going to put that down there to hit the snake. But I can't get up there. I'll probably need to go back in the door and get another barrel. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, the first game, Castle of Illusion, was outstanding for the Sega Genesis. This came out after that. Well after that for the Master System. And this was only for the Master System as far as I know. Here you need to throw that apple into the snake's mouth so that he doesn't hurt you when you go into his mouth. And there's the key. And we open up a door and we go in. And you get a bonus for all the time remaining. And then you will be able to go on to the next stage. And this is the lake stage. Now the first time through, this can be kind of a pain in the butt. I don't really like it. The tide, or the level of water, rises and lowers. And you don't have much room for error because there's spikes. Later on, the water will not rise and fall. Note that you have air supply, and when it runs out, you will die. And the way to replenish it is to, of course, break the surface of the water. There will sometimes be extra lives somewhere in the game. And there'll be little Mickey Mouse ears. And you see that's the indicator of how many lives you have left. I'm not going to bother trying to get that treasure. If you wanted to get that treasure, you'll have to wait until the water is at its lowest, and then you can butt stomp the block above it to get to the treasure. There we go. And there's the door. And now we go to this area, and I was talking about that current that can spin you around. You'll need to grab onto the vine there to keep from getting swept away. And you can get your air back here, or avoid the current that way. Just made it to avoid the current there. And I go in the door and swim up here. Here, when you break the surface, you can jump over to that little spot there. Now, when you make a door appear by using the key, you pick up the key and you throw it, then the door might not appear right by where you're at. You might have to go a distance to get to the door, but it'll be somewhere. And sometimes that key will be hidden inside a block. Oops, running out of air. Better get up there. Where is that door? Ah, there it is. See, it's not always right by where you're at when you throw the key. Yeah, you will die if your time runs out. I'm not going to do a full playthrough of this game because that would take too damn long. This game is a bit longer than you might think it is. And like I was saying before, once you get new abilities, and we haven't gotten a special ability yet, then you can backtrack and maybe reach extra lives or something that you couldn't before. I kind of like this stage. It's got this fire that follows you, and you can't dawdle. You have to keep moving, or else it'll catch up to you and hurt you. Yeah, those coins are just 500 extra points. And he can't follow you here. gets extinguished. Yeah, the puzzles later on in the game get really, really tough. And those blocks that you can throw, or you can throw the treasure chest and break it open, you just need to run up against. He just climbs up the wall and out of the picture. But yeah, sometimes the blocks you need to you can pick up and then set down somewhere to be able to stand on and get to higher areas. You have to take a second to wait for the dragon to breathe fire at you and then jump out of the way, perhaps. Or you can butt stomp him and make your way across. And sometimes treasure chests kind of appear out of nowhere. And once in a while you can get a little springboard. And you need to press jump right as you land on it. Or right as you kind of rise from it. And then we'll set that over here. There we go. Ooh, and there's a extra star over there that will make my life bar 3 stars. And like I was saying, you can make it up to 5. But there will be a total of 14 stars throughout the game. And if you get more than 5, then you will get an extra life with each one. And you get an extra life at every 10,000 points. And that's fortunate that it's fairly easy to get extra lives. And note that we have flames coming up from the lava and burning the platforms. It's nice that you can get extra lives. Ah, shit! It's nice that you can get extra lives fairly easily because the game has such difficult puzzles later on. Such tough brain teasers. When you touch an arrow sign, that's like a save state. And here is a boss. Looks like Pete's dragon to me. I don't know why he turned bad, but you have to watch out for his fireball that ricochets around the room. And throw a block at his face. Yeah, you can't throw it through his body. Damn, it's tough to hit him in the face sometimes. Ah, damn it. There we go. Some bosses only take like 3 hits, and others take like 5 or more. And I freed a guy by the name of Horus, who is a friend of Mickey's from old cartoons. And he's a blacksmith in this game. But I like these little cutscenes where they show the different Disney characters besides just Mickey. There will also be Goofy, Donald Duck, and Minnie Mouse. And the main bad guy of this game is, I guess he's the main villain of the movie The Black Cauldron. I don't remember what his name was in that movie, but he's called the Phantom in this game. But he is the final boss. And now we can backtrack to the lake, and we go through it, and there's the water doesn't rise and fall. Thank goodness, it's a little bit easier. And you make your way to the door, and then you'll have access to a later area. And Horus gives you a magic flute. use it and it will take you back to any place you have traveled before. Well, I hope you're glad that the weekend's here. Hopefully you don't have to work the weekends. I never do. But yeah, this stage is so much easier without the water rising and falling. But you just need to get to a door and go in, and then you'll be able to go to what stage was it? The castle ruins. There is also a cave where Mickey can shrink down in size. Yeah, now we can go to the castle ruins. This stage gets to be hard a little bit later on, I think, unless I'm thinking of a different stage. You need to pick up that lantern, and whenever you set it down, the lights go out. It's kind of tough to get used to. A number of these puzzles just get harder and harder. Sometimes there will be areas where there's no platform. You just have to time your butt stump on the enemies to get across. Yeah, later on in the game you'll get a rope, and then you'll want to come back here so you can collect that heart and gain another life marker or whatever, or an extra life if you already got all 5 filled up. Oh crap, that wasn't very good. You have a continue option. Yeah, if you don't have enough room to butt stomp a treasure, then just pick it up and throw it somewhere, and then pick up whatever's coming out of it. And here you need to throw these blocks on the spikes to be able to make your way across. But from that point, you can also butt stomp the enemies. If you kill an enemy and then back up a little ways and return, the enemy will respawn. I like there. This game is really good. It's got great music. Kind of frustrating puzzles, but they definitely can be beaten. You just gotta experiment with things to figure out how to get past them. Yeah, I had no experience with the Sega Master System back in the day. I never played it, but there's definitely some good games for it. I definitely recommend you check out. Whoops, that didn't work out too well. Definitely recommend you check out the games on my list. They're very, very good. Yeah, that was dumb of me. You cannot pick up a block that you that there is another block on top of, and I just picked those blocks up in the wrong order, so I can't reach that treasure up there. Now this one's a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing. It's really hard. The screen will forcibly scroll unless you touch one of those buttons on the floor. If you land on it, then the screen will scroll the other way. And if you don't do things right, you'll lose the key that you want to carry all the way to the left, or you'll get pinched by the screen scrolling. The screen stops scrolling when it gets all the way to the right or the left. and you need to pick up the key, and you need to go all the way to the left with it. And again, you'll make the screen scroll one way by stepping on the button the opposite way that it's already scrolling. And sometimes you want to just let the screen push you. There. Yeah, I knew I was going to hit that. But yeah, you can set the key on top of a button. And that'll weigh it down enough so that it'll make the screen scroll the other way. But yeah, you just gotta learn what to do in these situations. It's really, really a tough puzzle. And here you need to set the key on the button, and that way you can pick up the blocks to get them out of your way. And then you'll see another button come up. And you'll need to pick up the key, throw... Oh shit, I screwed up. You'll need to throw the key on top of that other button and weigh it down to keep the screen scrolling this way. And you pick up the key and you put it in that lock. If you can lose the key, and then you'd have to go all the way back to the right to start over again. And I'm running out of time here. Once you get below 50 seconds, you get the hurry up music. And I'm going to face another boss. And this is a ghost, and you need to bounce on his head. No, that was stupid. You need to bounce on his head like 3 times, I think. And each time you bounce on his head, he acquires a fireball. And it'll kind of move around him and it can hit you. Oh, damn it! Yeah, there he's got a fireball moving around. Ouch, and I got hit by it. Now he's got 2 of them. I just need to hit him one more time. Now he's got 3 fireballs. There we go. And he left me a magic potion. And this will shrink Mickey. And you press, I think, down on the controller and button 1, and you will shrink. And there will be a number of areas where you need to become small Mickey. And a number of areas where you will constantly need to move back and forth between Mickey's size. And you just press down and button 1 again when small as Mickey, and you'll change back to big Mickey. And here's the tiny cavern stage where we need to be small Mickey. And other areas or other items that you can pick up in the game. Yeah, you press down and button 1. Other areas or other items that you can pick up in the game are there's rope that allows you to climb walls. Watch out for that guy. There are cloud walking shoes that allow you to walk on clouds, and you do not want to lose, or you do not want to forget to get those, otherwise you cannot advance in the game. And there will be a magic bean that you will use to make a beanstalk appear. That'll be later on in the game. It looks like you can climb those vines. You cannot. Now this stage is kind of weird. You cannot butt stomp as little Mickey. You have to be big Mickey. Yeah. Damn it. There we go. There is a weird part where you, I think you like press down and jump or something, and you can fall through these into this purple area. And it's right here. And you kind of walk around in the background. There we go. I gotta change into Small Mickey. Just move quickly past that spider there. And watch out for that guy that pops up. Yeah, do not forget that you cannot butt stomp as Mickey. You can't pick up blocks or keys as a Small Mickey. You have to change back to Big Mickey. There we go. And the time was just about running out. I heard the hurry up music. So now we move on to the flower field stage. And there's worms moving around on some of the flowers. There's annoying bees that dive at angles at you. And you have to jump on these red petals or whatever to get across those man-eating plants or Venus flytraps. There will often be brambles that you can't really tell are on the ground. Ah, damn it! I got spat out. Lost a bit of life. You have to jump on those little puffs to get across them, and they sink really fast when you land on them. Yeah, that's bramble underneath me. You'll get hurt if you fall on that. Yep, like that. Crap. And now you have to get the key from that flower. There we go. And that's the end of that. Some of the stages are really short. And now we go to the toy workshop stage. And here you want to save Goofy from the boss. Well, you beat the boss and then you save Goofy. I kind of like this stage. It's got cannons that shoot at you. You can throw blocks at them. And there's another Mickey barrel that I will need to pick up and use to set on that little switch so that it keeps the gate open. Kind of sucks that the cannon can shoot right through that wall. I mean, you don't want to pick up the barrel again to throw at that cannon because it'll make the gate close. And we got these water shooting pistols. The water doesn't hurt you. You can just walk right on the stream. Eventually you'll get to this damn it, I didn't want to do that. Eventually you'll get to this yo-yo that you need to run on. Shit! And you'll make it spin and you'll move upwards. The boss of this stage is a deck of cards. There'll be various areas that you can go to that looks like they're not open doors or anything, but they are. And sometimes there'll be this block that has a punching bag or a boxing glove jut out, and it'll jut out the left, the top, the right, and then jump up. Ah, crap. You'll need to butt stomp those blocks. We're just gonna scoot forward to various parts of the game. Ah, dang it, there's a star I can't get to. And this part, you have these notes coming at you, and you get to walk on the piano keys. And remember, you can butt stomp those treasure chests, or you can just pick them up and throw them at a wall. And where there's often multiple paths that you can take. One to get to the end, or one to maybe find another heart. There's that boxing glove block again. You don't jump on those cards. You want to avoid them. I mean, they're not like floating platforms. Just remember, it goes left, up, and then right, and then jumps. Ah, crap! That absolutely did not go how I wanted it to. But yeah, we'll skip ahead or skip through different parts just so I can get through the game a little bit quicker. But yeah, this game's a little longer than you'd think it'll take. Here's that yo-yo. You need to run to the right to make it spin. Come on. There we go. And you need to get off before you whack your head on the spikes. And then you need to break that ball, and you'll get the key. Set that on the switch and the floor will open up. Oh yeah, don't hook to the right or you'll get back to this part. You want to fall like straight down onto a lower platform where there's a door. So yeah, do that here. There we go. You'll need to turn into Small Mickey and get through that tight quarters there. But wait until the punching that punching block shit goes up. Yeah, remember, you cannot pick up items as Small Mickey. You can't do the butt stomp. I've got to take this key to a certain place. But what you can do is you can set it there and then activate that little crane thing and it'll pick up the key for you. And I'll drop it off here. So pick it up and take it to that gate and go in the door. Here's the card boss. This can be kind of hard. You have to butt stomp it a couple times and then it'll spin in place and it'll fly to the left or right, and it can easily nail you if you're not ready. Just need to keep jumping over it until it stops, and then butt stomp it again. And we'll just scoot forward to me killing it here. And there's Goofy. We get a little sequence of dialogue with him. Gosh. I remember when I was in high school, they had the Goof Troop cartoon with him on Disney Afternoon. At that, and Rescue Rangers, and Tailspin, and DuckTales. I liked DuckTales most out of all the Disney cartoons, or the Disney block at the time. But I also watched a lot of Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. And now Goofy will make this toy cannon blow apart that boulder that was in the way between the flower field stage, and the one above it, which was Palace Ruins stage. And this is kind of hard to get used to because those columns can make you, since they're tilted, they can make you slide back into the spikes real easy. Sometimes there will be living blocks, and you need to butt stomp them, and then you can pick them up. And there will be these statues that are blowing fire or something at you. You can't destroy the statues. You just need to climb when the time is right. And we'll have these hopping explosive boulders, or are they grenades, or I'm not sure what they are. But you need to be close to them or butt stomp them, and then they'll blow up and maybe take out walls that are in your way. There we go. But I think you're able to get the rope after you beat the boss of this stage. It's one of these stages coming up. You can go through these platforms. You can jump through these platforms. But when you pick up this you won't be able to get much further than here unless you place that barrel correctly. And I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, actually, yeah, you need to stand at the base of the ladder and jump and then set it down. And here we have these spikes that appear, and you'll need to hurry to avoid getting hit. I think I put on infinite energy, and you lose 1 star of energy, but you won't lose any more than that. You can die from running out of air. And there was one up with Mickey ears, and you will face this boulder as the boss. And he will spin and bounce around in the air and try to slam into you. Then you need to butt stomp a living block and then pick it up, and you will need to hit that boulder when it stops and grins. And we'll scoot forward. We're scooting forward just because this is taking too long. But now I have the rope because I beat that boulder boss. And you can run up to walls and keep running and press up, and I think button number 1, and you will be able to climb walls, which is really awesome. Yikes! Yeah, you'll need to switch back and forth between small and big Mickey on this stage. And here you climb this long wall. You don't want to fall all the way back down because you can't catch onto the wall and climb back up it. And you have to time your jump on that vulture just right so that you can go over and get the key. I like Mickey barely hanging on to a ledge. He teeters kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog does when he's near a cliff. And that's the end of that stage. But yeah, you see where it says item, I have that Magic Flute and the Shrink Potion and Rope. And you will also want to get Cloud Walking Shoes and a magic bean that makes a beanstalk. And this is the pyramid stage, or what was this called? Sandcastle, I think it was. And there will be somewhere in the Sandcastle, there will be little entrances. Hey, there's a mini entrance I can go in as little Mickey. And sometimes there will be little blocks that you'll need to lift as Big Mickey to make certain blocks appear or disappear. And there will be small doors and big doors for Mickey to go through. But one of those rooms inside that sandcastle will lead you to the cloud walking shoes that you need to get. And here's the Good Princess's castle stage. All kinds of enemies will try to stop you, Mickey. Please, by all means, be careful. And there's the key. And there's the door I'd have to go all the way around to get to. There's another springboard. And yeah, sometimes there will be, whoops, ouch. Sometimes there will be treasure chests that just pop out of nowhere. And yeah, you have to time your jump to bounce on enemies to be able to get across spikes sometimes. This part is a pain in the butt. To get across those spinning batons. Now that I have the rope, I can get some of those stars. You have to bounce on an enemy to get up to that ladder. Yeah, I put on infinite energy by this point. More spikes. You'll have to pick up blocks to be able to get up to higher ledges. And here you really don't want to get hit by an enemy or you'll fall all the way back down, which sucks. But yeah, we'll just see portions of the rest of the game. Here you can just run straight across as small Mickey. Run out of time, there we go. And now you have a conversation with Minnie Mouse. And she tells you about the magic beans that you can place in the desert. There'll be a little dip in the ground, and that's where you need to put the bean. And then a beanstalk will grow. And the beanstalk will be by these clouds, and you need to have those cloud-walking shoes. And you needed to find them somewhere in the Sandcastle. And I did not find them. Otherwise, they'd show up in your inventory at the map screen. And there is a stone pyramid in the desert. There you will find the magic cloud shoes, which will help you walk on cloud vapor without falling through. Yeah, the story of this game basically goes that Mickey falls asleep while reading a book of fairy tales and he wakes up in a strange land that he has to save from the evil phantom. If you succeed, I promise to reward you with a kiss. And this is the Sandcastle stage. And maybe it was in the desert. I don't remember exactly where it was that I got the shoes, but there will be at least a snapshot of where the shoes were later on. And you can fall through the sand in some areas. There's no special tricks or anything that I can think of with Land of Illusion. There are some Pro Action replay codes that you can use. This stage is a pain in the butt. This is underwater. and you will have to activate certain blocks that make those blocks that make other blocks appear or disappear. And then the final boss here is a crab, and you need to throw the barrel at just the right time, and he'll and you have to hit him in the head. Pause it for a second. Sorry. And when you beat him, you free Donald Duck. And I guess Donald Duck is the king of this area. Or at least he was until the boss captured him. This game is cool. I like that they have so many different Disney characters in this. The puzzles, the brain teasers get a little bit testy later on in the game. I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games that have Disney characters. I know they got a lot of acclaim. Donald lends you a ship from his harbor to help you reach the island area. And that is where you want to place the bean, the magic bean. And you need to go where there's a little dip in the ground. Right there. But I didn't set it in the dip. Oh, come on. There we go. And now we'll see the beanstalk rise. But I do not have the cloud walking shoes. I do have 5 stars, so I've got a full life meter. And again, every star that you collect after you have all 5, you will get an extra life. Because of these difficult puzzles, yeah, I can't land on the clouds. So that in that castle area, that is the area you want to try to find the magic shoes. And then there is a boss. It's like a big egg, and it'll have a snake in it, and it'll stick its head out, and that's when you need to butt stomp him. You found the cloud... Oh, yeah, you get the cloud walking shoes from beating him. Now you can walk on clouds. And then at the end of that stage is right here. And here's the Phantom's Castle stage, and it is the last stage. And it's long. It's really long. And there's multiple doors with multiple paths. And here's one of the areas. Have to constantly stay on that moving platform. Sometimes things are upside down in this game. And then the Phantom, like I said, is, I guess, he was the boss or the main antagonist in the movie The Black Cauldron, and he's this skeletal looking guy in robes, and you have to bounce on his head, or when he hangs from the ceiling, you'll need to pick up the one block that doesn't disappear and then jump and throw it at his head like that. And then later on you'll need to bounce on his head when he comes back to the ground. You'll have to watch out as he turns into this bouncing fireball. And then you beat him, and you have beaten the game. And you pick up that gem, and that is the end. And there, Minnie gives you the kiss that she promised. And now we have the credits for Land of Illusion. Not to be confused with the Genesis song Land of Confusion. But there's the cast: Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Goofy. Horus Horsecollar is his full name. But that's cool that there are Disney character cameos in Land of Illusion. And here's the staff responsible for Land of Illusion. And this game, as far as I know, was only for the Sega Master System, and it is the second in the Illusion series. The first was Castle of Illusion, and there was a port for the Sega Master System. It was originally for the Sega Genesis, and it's one of the Genesis's best games, I think. It's fantastic. And then there was World of Illusion, I think for the Super Nintendo, and that was the third game in the Illusion series. But this was Land of Illusion, created by Sega, released in Europe in 1993, and in Brazil in 1994, but not in the US, as far as I know. But it's still a great game. Very long, kind of frustrating at times, but since you can easily get extra lives, that makes it a little less frustrating. And that is Land of Illusion, or maybe its full name is Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, like Castle Illusion was Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. But that's, and like I said, if you collect all the power stars, you get a 1,000,000 point bonus for your efforts, which is nice. And then at the end, Mickey wakes up from his dream, but he has a kiss still on his cheek from Minnie Mouse. What a cute game. Very enjoyable. Very worth checking out. Well, I thank you for watching Land of Illusion. And that was game number 9 in our 20 from the Sega Master System series. Well, I thank you for watching Land of Illusion, or Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for the Sega Master System, game number 9, and I hope you join me soon for game number 8. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye-bye, folks.